And welcome back everyone. Today we'll look at a program called Notion. This is online based, but also if you want bottom left here, you can download the free app. Not tried it yet, but it's meant to be pretty similar to the online one. That's a great way for you to organise, plan absolutely everything. It could be your personal life, could be business, could be academic. I'm going to come from the academic angle today, so if you've got an essay to do, that's what my YouTube channel tends to cover, educational software. I will get you up and running quickly. So there's loads of great videos on this, advanced videos you can go and watch. But let's see if I can get you up and running within the next 15-20 minutes, just to give you an idea. A quick thing on here on the left, you've got templates. These are great actually. If you click on Quick Note, you can see on the right here that they've pulled in all the information into one Quick Note. So you've got your tip at the top here, jot down some text in here. You can even add a to-do list yourself, create sub-pages and headings, and even embed links. But you can upload images, you create databases, calendars and everything. So it incorporates, say you've got something you need to plan, you can bring in every angle, every option as you plan it quite easily and flexibly. Now, when you use this program at first, you think, oh, it's a bit difficult to get a grip on, but within 20 minutes, you think, oh no, I'll get the idea with this, and you'll be flowing in your work quickly. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Let's just say you've got an essay plan to do on climate change, for example. So as I said, you've got all these templates here, but come to the bottom, let's start a fresh one and select add a page. And you've got a blank page here to work with. Can you see my untitled option here? Now let's give it a title. So let's say you've got an essay to do on climate change. Brilliant, we're ready to go. But if you look at that page, it's a bit bland, white and boring. So come at the top, add an icon if you want. Again, you don't have to do this. I use a little umbrella. Also, I think actually I'm going to add a cover there, just to liven it up a bit, so I know what page I'm in and what I'm working with better. You've got the gallery here. You can use like template ones built in here. You've got an upload, or you can even link to an image, or use Unsplash online to find an image. So let's put whether I grab anything as an example. That looks quite gruesome. Brilliant, tap off that. So it just makes it more familiar for me that I'm working with different pages. Now remember this on the left, we've got climate change. If I click the little drop down menu, you can actually have pages within it. So you can really build up a catalogue of information with one topic. Now I recommend keeping these simplistic and adding your notes underneath. Otherwise you're going to end up with hundreds and hundreds of these all the way down. It'd be hard to find anything. So remember to have pages within pages, and that way you'll organise them much better. So now here I can tap into here, and I could, for climate change, I could add, for example, to-do list, or just a text note, just to get some notes down on my essay. But again, you need to plan everything, organise it. So you need your readings, for example. Maybe you're a bit of a brainstormer. Maybe you want to upload a mind map. There's so many various options to work. So what I'm going to do is, see here, it's got a plus option. You can use the plus option or the / to work with. They do the same thing. So I'm going to click /, and it brings up this little menu, basic blocks. So you could start with text, for example. Maybe you want to embed a sub-page within a page when you organise some specific notes. Maybe you want to add a page to your bullet points, for example. You've got your to-do list, you've got your headings to work with as well. So you can break information down within your pages. Simple table, bullet list. Maybe you like to bullet your ideas down. But again, get the idea with that. There's so many great options down there. But what I'm going to do is scroll to the bottom, and I want an option that says image, because I want to upload an image. I downloaded an image earlier just as a simple diagram of planning an essay. Now I'm going to upload this. Again, you can embed a link from a website or use the online option, Unsplash. Now I've got a maximum of 5 megabytes, as I've not got the plus plan. I've got the free version. So I'm going to go upload and select upload file. And there's the image. So I'm going to upload that. There we go. So how to start essay writing. So it's just a few of my climate change page just to get me up and running where to start. Now if I come to the top here, click the enter key. I'm ready to have my to-do list. So if I click the / and remember where it is, to-do list, I can start adding it. So I could do what I've got there really, so I'll be able to tick them off later. So reading, planning, writing and reviewing. we'll do is click the Enter key, come down a bit more. There we go, click the backspace to get rid of that. So now I've got my 4 options to break down my essay plan. What I could also do here if you wish, you could highlight these, couldn't you? So if I double tap, this little bar that pops up, just let you know to-do list, you can actually change your list. This is what flexibility is all about. You might start, for example, as a to-do list and change it to columns, for example, more visual. So you can actually change what you're working with, which is great. You can even link that to a website specifically that you might have readings online to. But I'm going to click the 3 little dots, and what I want to do is just change the colour so I know where I'm at. I've got 2 blues there, haven't I? So what I'll do is I'm going to make that one blue. The planning one, double tap here, see planning. I'm going to make that, go to colour, like a highlighted blue on that one. Writing is green. Don't have that green text. And last of all, reviewing is pink. Your own ideas how you want to work with that, but it just makes it more visually easier for me to understand things in. So there we go, I've got my to-do list, and I've got my little plan underneath to work with. Then if I want, click here, click the Enter key, remember? You can click the / or click on here. I might want to do a text note in there quickly. In a matter of minutes, I've built up information and organised it. It's come to the left. So I've got my climate change, I've got my to-do list, and I've got an image to work with. Again, you're going to have to upload that image, just an example. Now, I could carry on down the bottom here and carry on working, adding stuff, going on and on and on. But really, I need to break stuff down because that would all be in my main page, wouldn't it? The climate change. But as you see here, I've got reading next. So really, I'd love to be able to break that down. This is what I'm going to do. Come to the left and select plus. And it creates a blank document underneath at the top here. Climate change. So mine was the reading. So I'm going to use reading example as also research. So reading and research, yeah. So now I've got my page to work with that. Again, underneath, I always recommend doing this. Actually, go to the top. Let's add a cover. I'm not going to bother about an icon. Change cover. Let's go to Unsplash this time. Let's type research, see what we get. And I'll grab any image as a demonstration here. Brilliant, tap off that. And again, I think that's a great way to identify different pages you're working within quickly. And again, maybe adding the icon would be handy, wouldn't it? Is that a quick icon there? Let's do the books. Now I'm ready to work again. See, we've got the option / or the plus option. So where do we go with reading and research? Now you might have links you're already accessing online through your internal library, maybe your Moodle, Blackboard or Portal, or you might have external links you're using a reference manager. So what we do is we can gather everything in, but we need to decide, and it doesn't matter too much if you change your mind of how you want to approach adding stuff. Now remember, / I've got loads of options. Again, I could do a to-do list, but not really what I want for referencing. There's so much involved in it. I could do a text, but if I scroll down, I might want to work better with, how about creating a simple database? This does the hard work for you, by the way. I'll show you in a minute. And you can change your database into different views. What's better for you? So I'm going to click Table View to start off with. And this window pops open. Now all these on the right are just like templates, demos to help you to work with, give you ideas. And what I want you to do is click New Database. So let's give it a name. So let's say so climate change research. Better capitalise that. Doesn't look right, does it? Now I can come down here and work with it. So add name here. So I'm going to tap in there. So I'm going to call this. I mean, you can break this down into specific databases as in the sense of what you use in internal libraries, WorldCat, JSTOR, PubMed, whatever you're doing, if you wish. Now tap off that. So I've got research here, and then I've got an option here I can tap in. I can leave it as tags, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to tap into here. I'm going to call this the links you're actually getting your sources from. And again, you can keep adding. So I can come along here and go, right, click plus. What do I want to add here? I could add the dates you assessed it, couldn't you? There you go. So I've added a date and I could use a date format. That looks good to me. Time format. Yeah, I'll leave that as it is. There we go. So what have we got? I can add the titles of my research, the links where I've got them from here, and I can also add the dates there as I'm working with. So you can carry on adding here, by the way, if you feel you need something else. Maybe you want a checkbox to check them off as you're going along. I'm just throwing stuff at this, but you're getting the idea with this. So I've got myself a checkbox as well that I can tick when I've finished. And a good thing at the bottom here, you've got calculate options. So you can calculate your dates, for example, of when you first accessed that research. Calculate the links, how many you've got, and how many checkboxes you've ticked and done. So there you go. I'm going to maximise that window a bit so you can see that much clearer. I am now ready to go and add different sorts of information. So up here, I've opened up a website earlier. So I've got climate change here. And I've got a bit of option here with abstract. So you might have a look at this source. I'm going to copy the title. I'm going to go back to my reading and research on Notion. And I'm going to paste the title in there. So there you go. I've got myself my first bit of research. Then I need the link in here as well. So go back up. Copy the hyperlink, Control C or Command C depending on what you're on the Mac, and paste that in. And click Create. Tap off it. So there you go, got my first source, got the title here, and I've got the link on the right. Now I've got a little tip here. If you don't want to add the links here, if you actually come on the actual title and highlight it, if I was to right click, I could paste that link straight onto the actual title if that's better for you. What's I want to hover? See the link? I can access it that way. But I've selected a separate one anyway, just to show you that. And then you could pop in a date here, couldn't we? So let's have a look. So it's the 26th. That would do. I could add if I want end dates. For example, if you're doing a Pacific time from one time to another, like you're doing your dissertation, couldn't you, or a specific bit of research, you could break that down. But I'm going to leave that. But make sure you also use your time zone there as well. So I'll just put the 26th. And there we go. Let's have a look. So what we've got the title, got me links to access it, and I've even got me date. Now just a little point here actually. You don't have to do this. I'm going to come to the right. I'm going to select the little option and I'm going to choose text for a second because I want to show you something. I have a text note here and I could add additional information regarding that source if I want as well. And there we go. You're starting to build up your information. Let's do one more. So let's go to another web page. So I've got climate change. Let's say you choose, I just grabbed the first image, second image, world development, climate change. And you did a bit of research again. And again, we want to use this link. So let me copy the title. And paste the title in there. And again, you can add the link there if you wish. As I say, you might find an easier method than doing this. And you've got different ways that you work. But you can see how simple it is. And again, you can add a note here if you wish. Or even add the reference in there if you want as well. And don't forget the date, because you need to tell them when you actually accessed it as well, don't you? So again, I'll leave that on the 26th again, that's fine. And then as you're working through your reading and research, you can tick off as you're working, can't you, of what you've done, or what you haven't finished as well. But I want to come to the bottom here a second with more options. See, it's got calculate. You can actually calculate when your earliest date is due or latest date for when you got your research, as is the same dates anyway. So latest 11 hours ago. Date range, you've got date ranges between them. It gives you exact date range between your first bit of research and your last. So you just create yourself a little database quickly. Also calculate here, you can see what's checked and it will tell you how many are checked, how many you've done. I know you can see them visually, but if you've got a big long map of research, database of research, you need to check that as well. Tap off that. So there we go. But you might look at that and go, it's not working for me. Now this is where Notion comes into its own watch. So if I come over here, we've got table. Now if I click plus, maybe you're not happy with the way it looks. Maybe you want to look at it in board view. Let's have a look at that. Now we've got it more in the board view, look. So that way, if you want as well, you can start dragging stuff into position. You might go, actually, that's to do with that link, that's to do with that link, and so on. So you can move stuff, all ideas in positions. Even grab them underneath and then drag up what you need when you need them at the top as well. You can even add your own ones here manually if you want by tapping in there and then adding your own sources here, which I'll show you in a second as well. So there you go. So we've got table, still got your table there, but you've also done it in a board view. And again, it might not work for you. You open it up and you might go, actually, I want it as a timeline. Because you're working it. If none of you ever used timelines before, they're really handy. See, the date's 26 of when you've done your research. You can add your own timelines to exactly when you access the information. So you see how this works by changing how you work with specific options and then change them to work better for you. Also, if I come up here and click the plus button, you can even, if you wish, you can add headings or even a to-do list in here at the bottom to work with your timeline. Let's go back to table. So you've got to remember about the flexibility of using this software as well. So we've got table, board, timeline you're working with. Now something I want to show you. Come here, see where the open options comes on the right of the tile. If I click open, it brings this window open here on the right that you can work with clearer to add your information. So we can see from the reading and research, I've got my link, the checkbox, the date, and what paragraph I was looking at. So you can tap in here and add additional information. Also, you can come down here, add a property. So you might want to add something else selected in there. For example, you might actually put in there, do you know, I like a status in there. So is it in progress? Yes, it's in progress. So you've got three options: not started, in progress, done. So I'm going to put not started, and you can choose your own color there. Let's put green, yeah. Tap off that. So now you can put not started, so you know exactly, if I tap off it, see on the right here, of where you're at with them. So you can change them as you're working. So status, tap on it. You can put in progress. Now, it's got to be a lot better when you're planning an essay than just bullet pointing it, because you're actually integrating more options and making it easier to work with. So what I'm going to do next is come back to climate change again, to the main page. And if we look, you've now built up loads of information. If I scroll down, you've even got that page underneath now, reading and research. And I can open it up and access that quickly. Come to the top so you can jump between different pages and work with them fast. So you see it's really important to integrate pages within pages as you're working. Now the next thing you might want to do, I know we've added timelines here and stuff, but you might actually, we could add a calendar within this window, or you might in this page, you want to create a new page to add one. So come up here again, remember the plus. Let's call this, so you've got to organise your time a bit. Again, I keep not capitalising the title. And again, we're ready to go. So click into here. Now I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to come up, I'm going to add a cover. Otherwise it's just a white note again and I don't know where I'm at. I'll just look at it, look like anything else. And again, change cover. Let's upload something. There we go, anything would do as an example. Now, you might want to add a calendar, and that could be for a number of reasons. As I said, if we're looking at the academic side of it, you need to plan maybe specific readings you need to do, research time, you need to plan some places you need to be. So again, / or the plus. So I'm looking for calendar. Now, if I come up here, actually, if you don't want to go down the list all the time, I could type at the top here, CAL, and it'll bring up what you want underneath, and you'll get used to that as you use it. So let's do calendar view. Now we need to add a calendar. So come to the right at the bottom, it says new database. And there's my calendar. I'm going to maximize this. So now we've got a great option. Come to the left, climate change title, to-do list, visual plan, done all your reading and research, and now you're going to organise your time. So if I scroll down, I've got the 26th, tap on that and click plus. And they can start adding information for that specific day. Let's put online research reading. Got your date there. By the way, if you tap on it, as I say, if you want a specific include time, add that up here. Look. Let's not do 12 AMA. Let's do 10. There you go, tap off that. And you've got your specific time, date. Again, remember the tags? You can add your tags. So what your tags here, if I tap on them, you could rename that to something else. Need to do. And again, I think you're getting the idea of this, aren't you? And you can add a property there. So you might want to add within that calendar checkboxes again, or website links, or specific emails. Or again, you might just want to put a simple status in. Remember, choose your colour, tap off that. So let's have a little look at it, shall we? So there we've got 26, online, tap on it, you've got all your information to work with and not started. By the way, it could be a really important option for you, that date. So top right, see the little star, you can add that to your favourites, look. See on the left, online research reading. So you can have specific information you're working with as well, which is a great option. So come back to left, climate change. So this is just a quick video on the very basics to get you up and running quickly. If you get stuck, by the way, bottom right, click on a little question mark there. They've got some great help documentation options to work with. It gets you up and running really quickly because there's so many different ways you can access Notion. And one last option on here, by the way, is you organise the stuff on the left here. That climate change might be something you're working with project. So go top right. Whatever project you're working with, you need to focus on it. So come top right, highlight it. See where I've added it to favourites at the top. So you can put up information you're working with specifically. And remember, if I click the drop down arrow, I've got all my options to work within as I'm going along. So that's just a very fast overview of Notion. If you need to, you can export here and you can export that. It's on PDF, but let's do Markdown and CSV. Include everything. I can't include subpages. Oh, yes, I can. I can include subpages because I've got the free version. Create folders for subpages. It's not going to give me, but if you've got the full version, you'll be able to do that. Open up my folder, which is zipped up, and there is all my information in there to work with. So there you go. There's a quick overview of using Notion. Thanks for watching.